Fine. Right now, you don't need to check anything. So, hello team. We are going to discuss the most important topic in JavaScript, that is called asynchronous JavaScript, and at the same time, we are going to learn event. Okay. So, team, are you able to hear me clearly, or you are able to are you able to see my screen clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Fine. So, this is the most beautiful explanation by the Akshay Saini from Namaste JavaScript. So if you want, directly jump into this video and learn it. So who are watching this video on the YouTube. Okay, fine. So now we are going to learn the most important topic. I want to explain one more time for you. So first of all, we should understand what is there inside the JavaScript engine and JavaScript runtime environment. So if you see this, the whole big box is the JavaScript runtime environment. The left side box is the JavaScript engine. Inside the JavaScript, we have a JIT compiler, at the same time heap memory, and the call stack, the most important thing which we are going to discuss today, that is call stack. At the same time, this web API, just remember, web API is not part of a JavaScript engine. Okay, this is a JavaScript engine. It's a JavaScript engine. Web API is not part of a JavaScript engine, and the web API has set timeout. Okay, set timeout and set interval. All of these things are part of a web API. And here the hero for this session is the event loop, and this is the callback queue, and this is the microtask queue. Okay, hopefully you guys are familiar with this structure. Okay. Now we are going to execute. We are going to understand the simple program. Okay, which we have a set a timeout. Okay. So let me write one more time. So I'm just writing console.log console.log start, and if I do the console.log end, so what will happen? It will print start and end immediately. So whenever we use the set timeout, okay, set interval is different, set timeout is different. We are going to understand in detail in coming sessions, don't worry. So here I'm just giving a callback function, and I'm just giving a 5000 milliseconds delay. Okay, 5000 milliseconds means how many seconds? How many seconds? Tell me how many seconds?
5 seconds.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. Thank you. So I'm just putting like a simple word, hello, hello world. This is a simple program. So, but how JavaScript runtime environment is going to execute this simple program? Okay, let's understand with a simple example. So, let me draw the diagram one more time for you, so that it is going to be very easy. So, I'm just drawing JavaScript runtime environment. In this, we have a JavaScript engine, right? In the JavaScript engine, I'm just taking only call stack for this session. And we have a, what is this? Tell
Web
me.
API.
Web API. This one is
Microtask.
microtask queue. This is
Microtask
the
queue.
task queue,
Callback queue.
callback queue. And our superhero for this session is the
Event loop.
event loop. Fantastic. I hope everyone is interested to understand this concept. So fine. So I'm just copying this code into the paint so that it will be easy to visualize here itself. And I'm just putting one line here. Just understand this is the console. Okay. So now whenever JavaScript engine is going to start executing this code, what will happen in the call stack first? It is going to create.
Global execution context.
Now tell me, please tell me along with me. This is a global execution context. So just imagine right now it's the time is 6:48. Okay, so I'm just explaining with the help of time as well. So 6:48. Just imagine right now 0 1 seconds. At the time it has executed, it has started executing, so it has created a global execution context. So then it is going to start executing line by line, right? So first it will take console.log start. So it is going to print the start here. You don't need to worry about the memory allocation phase. Just forget that for now. And we are going to start understanding from the execution phase. So first it will print the start, right? So just that means here I'm just adding the timestamp as well. 6:48:01 seconds it has executed the start. So now tell me what will happen. It is going to invoke this a function, because set timeout is also a function, right? So it will invoke the function. Whenever we invoke this function, what will happen? It will create,
Execution context.
yes, execution context for the set timeout. So what is there in the set timeout means we have given one callback function. We have given a callback function. Just I'm just writing. I'm just referring this as a callback CB. CB means callback function. So we have given a one callback function, and we are clearly saying that, hey JavaScript engine, please execute this callback function after 5,000 milliseconds. Okay, don't execute now itself. Please execute it after 5,000 milliseconds. So JavaScript is not going to wait for 5,000 milliseconds. So what it will do now, it will take help of a web API. So it will push because we are saying that, hey, don't execute now, execute it after 5,000 milliseconds. So JavaScript is not going to wait for 5,000 milliseconds here itself, because we have few more instructions are there in the line. So what it will do, it will push this callback function into the web API, and it will attach the timer. It will attach the timer. So what is the time we have given for the timer?
5,000 milliseconds.
Very good, very good. That is 5,000 milliseconds. So it will start counting down from the 5,000 to 0. So how much time it will take to count from 5,000 to 0? How much time? 5 seconds only, right?
5 seconds, sir.
5 seconds. So now if you see, we have executed start at 6:48 p.m. and 01 second. After that, we have invoked this function. At the time, it has attached the timer to the web API. Just now, consider the time is 6:48. What is that? 02 seconds. Okay, 02 seconds. And we know that at what time it is going to complete this timer? 02 plus 5. So that means 06, 48 and 06. Okay. Till that time it will be there in the web API. So still we didn't reach this time. Okay. Just understand. So once we have invoked this function, it is attached the callback function to the web API, and it has set the timer to the 5,000 milliseconds. So it is doing that job in the background. So now the job of this set timeout is completed. Set timeout is completed, so that it is going to remove this execution context from the call stack. Done. So now what will happen? Tell me what will happen. The first instruction has completed and second instruction also completed, and it is going to pick the third instruction. What is that? Console.log n. So now it is going to print console.log n at 06:48, and I'm just giving a 3. Okay, don't think that JavaScript is going to take 1 second for executing one instruction. Okay, for example, I'm saying for understanding purpose. So in the first second, it has executed console.log start. In the second second, it is attached the timer to the web API. The third second, it is completed this console.log end. After that, once you have completed all the instructions, because in the JavaScript file, we have only 3 instructions. One is console.log start and set timeout, and then we have console.log end. So it has completed all the tasks in the JavaScript file. So then it is going to delete this global execution context also from the call stack. Now tell me, call stack is empty or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, call stack is empty. So now just consider call stack is empty at the time 06, 48 and 4. Okay, 4. Now nothing is there. JavaScript, it has executed everything, and now he went for a coffee. So now something happened in the web API parallelly, right? So it is counting down from the 5000 to 0. So right now, what is the time? 6:48 and 4 seconds. 4 seconds. So how much time it will take to complete this timer? Tell me.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. That means 6:48 and 7, right? 7 or not?
Yes, sir.
Because we attach the timer at 6:48 and 2 seconds, so we said that 5 seconds, so it will be complete this timer by 6:48 and 7. So observe carefully here, we have completed all the instruction by 6:48 and 4 seconds. So Java, this call stack is not going to do anything in this 3 seconds. So it is just waiting. It is just waiting. So now once this timer is completed at the time, observe carefully, once the timer is completed, it is this web API, observe carefully, this web API is going to push this callback function to the task queue. Task queue. Observe carefully, it is not pushing this callback function into the call stack directly. It is not pushing. It is not pushing the callback function to the call stack directly. So what it is doing? It is just pushing that callback function to task queue or callback queue. So here I'm just putting the name. This is callback queue, or we can call it as a what it is, task queue. So fine. So here another person is there, that is called event loop. So I want to give one beautiful color for that. That is event loop. So now what is the job of event loop? What this event loop will do now? This event loop will keep on checking. This event loop will keep on checking whether the call stack is empty or not. So the condition is the call stack should be empty if event loop wants to take some action. So right now, luckily, right now the time is 6:48 and 7 seconds. Immediately that callback function came to the callback queue or task queue. So and event loop understand that okay, we got one callback function and it will check the call stack is empty or not. So if the call stack is empty, it is going to, that event loop is going to push this callback function again to a call stack. Call stack. Observe carefully. This callback function itself is a function, right? Whenever we invoke the function, what will happen? Again, it will create
Global execution.
not global execution context. Global execution context will create first time, right? This is for a function, so it will create
Execution context.
execution context for the callback function. Fantastic. What is there inside that callback function to execute?
Set down out function.
No. Already set timeout has executed.
Oh,
It has pushed the callback
so it's
function to the
just
web
console log
API.
hello world.
Yeah. So what is there inside the callback function? Console.log hello world. So it is going to execute this console.log hello world. So now imagine what is the time now? 6:48, and this is completed at 7, right? So now we can consider it, at least it as a 0, 8. So and it is going to print what? Hello?
Hello world.
So let me execute the same thing. So observe carefully. So first it is going to print start. Immediately it will print end, and it will take 5 seconds to print that message that is called hello world. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now understood everyone how it is working?
Understood, sir.
So now tell me, what is the job of event loop?
To check if callback is empty or not, and Also check in task queue.
This is called
Call stack.
okay. So if we have any callback functions are awaiting in the callback queue, it is going to check whether the call stack is empty or not. If it is empty, it is going to push that. Okay, very good. So now tell me you really understand or not. Just ping me in the chat. Who are watching this video, just click on that like button and just put a comment that understood or not, because I'm going to take some another examples. So if you understand this, then only you can understand the next question. So just tell me genuinely. If you don't understand, no problem. I will explain one more time. Yeah. Who understand? Just ping me. Understood. If you don't understand, ask me. That explain one more time. Okay. Mayur, Niharika, Om Prakash, Pavan, Shobarani, Sujan. Okay, where is
Yes,
Pankaj?
sir. Understood.
Okay. Everyone understood? Okay.
Understood, sir.
Fantastic. So now I'm going to add one more instruction and just guess it what will happen. So I'm just adding. Just adding. I just added just I love JavaScript. This is another callback function. And now I'm just giving 0 seconds delay. Okay, 0 seconds delay. What will happen? Just guess it.
Start end. I love JavaScript. After 5 seconds, it will print hello world.
First it will print start, then it will print end,
End.
then it will print I love JavaScript. After 5 seconds, it will print hello world.
Yes, sir.
Who said this?
Shobarani, sir.
Okay. What about remaining people? What is your answer?
Same, sir.
Same?
Yeah.
Okay. Mayur also saying the same. What about Pavan, Om Prakash, Srujan?
Same, sir.
Same? Okay. Very good. This is same. Okay, let me draw one more time. And I will ask step by step. You should give the answer again. Okay. Just drawing. Again, call stack. Please visualize, because if you do practice multiple times, then in interviews it will take very less time to give a right answer. If you don't do practice, if you just watch the video, 100% you will forget after a few days. So again, this is the fantastic. I'm just going to copy this code again. Now I will try to decrease the time. Okay. And then of course I will put one line for the console. Fantastic. Okay, now just who is ready to answer? I want to ask only one person who is ready to answer. Because for the next example, I will give a chance for another person. Now, who is going to answer for my questions? Tell me quickly. Tell me quickly. No one is ready.
Yes. Yes, sir.
You are ready? Okay, Niharika is also ready. Okay, fine. So Mayur asked the first, so that Mayur, Niharika, get ready for the next question. Second question. Next question.
Okay, sir.
Very good. So now tell me, Mayur, what will happen for initially?
I think that the global execution context will be created for,
Yeah, global execution context is created. Then
and the console log start will
it will
make sure
print
to print.
start.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Then
and then after that the function, though there is two different functions, so it will directly goes toward the web API.
so whether it will create execution context for this set timeout or not, first of all. So first step is done. First step is done.
Yeah,
Next, okay, what
forgot
will
to
happen
say.
for this one?
Not sure now.
Okay. It will create an execution context for set
Set
timeout,
time out. Okay.
and then it will
Then it
push
will goes to,
that callback function to the web API, right?
yeah, yeah. And it take the time. I mean time interval function.
Okay, just a minute.
Timer.
I will just put the set. Okay, this is a callback function. Okay, this callback function. What is the interval for that?
5,000 milliseconds.
5,000 milliseconds. Okay, fantastic. Joining. Okay, fine. Okay, 5,000 milliseconds. Okay, then what will happen?
Then I think the another set timer function also work just
Yeah,
like
before
same.
that, before that, what will happen in the call stack?
This I think it's getting it thrown outside.
It will delete this execution context because the job of the set timeout is done. The job of set timeout is just push that callback function into a web API. That's it. Then it will go on from the call stack. Then what will happen? It is going to execute the second set timeout.
Second set down,
Tell me
and
what
it
will happen for
also
that.
so it create execution context for the second timeout.
Okay, very good. What it will do?
Then it will execute the code and put it inside the web API.
Means it is going to create another callback function into the web API.
Yeah,
And what is the timer for that?
yeah. Zero.
Zero. Okay, then what will happen if it is zero?
So I think it pushed down to the stack, I mean queue stack. Or,
It will immediately push, right? Because the
yeah, yeah.
timer delay is zero. So normally some people thought that Raghu, it has given zero milliseconds delay. That's why it is not going to push that callback function into the web API. It is going to execute this console.log. I love JavaScript immediately. No, even though if it is a time delay is zero, this set timeout will push that callback function into the web API. Then web API will take the decision. Okay, so even if it is zero, so it will complete immediately, right? Zero means done. So immediately what it will do? It will push. It will push
Callback function to
this
call stack
callback
and
function into the task queue.
task queue.
So it will happen like a parallel. So by the time
This
the job
execution
of
context will be deleted,
fantastic, then what will happen?
and then the last console log will be uh,
Executed.
executed.
So it will print.
And
Okay, fantastic. So then what will happen?
then the global execution context will be deleted.
Very good. Then
Then I think event loop will check if anything is in stack queue stack, because the call stack is empty. So I think the callback function will goes to the call stack.
it will move because call stack is empty. That's why it will push this callback function into the call stack again, and it is going to create an execution context, and it is
Execution
going to
context.
execute this console.log. I love JavaScript, right? So
Yeah,
that
and it
will
will
get
consult.
output as JavaScript. Okay, fine. After that, this is also gone, right?
Yeah.
Then
After
what will
that
happen?
5 seconds is completed, the another that callback from web API will push it to the task queue after 5 seconds.
So it will wait for 5 milliseconds. Once that 5 milliseconds is completed, at the time it is going to push that thing into the
Task queue.
task queue, and still this call stack is empty, so that this event
Event
loop
loop will
will push
push this callback inside
that
the call stack.
function into the call stack. It is going to create an execution context for that, right?
Yeah.
And it is going to execute hello world, so that it will print. So normally it will we will get the output after 5000 milliseconds. That means 5 seconds. Hello. That's fantastic. So then after that, what will happen? It is going to remove execution context for the second callback also, right?
Yeah, yeah. It will be deleted.
That's it. Now let's execute the code. Let's execute. Start end allow JavaScript. Even though it has 0 time delay, you should definitely go to the web API. Then only you should come back to the callback. Fantastic. So now understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Pawan,
sir.
Sujan, Om Prakash.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If by mistake, if anyone watching the YouTube live, let me check. Hopefully no one. Okay. Fine, no one is there. So you need to worry too much. So now I will add one more instruction, and then Niharika is going to explain the flow. Okay. Now I am putting. Okay, this is the last question, and of course, remaining things we can discuss tomorrow. Okay, definitely few people will hate JavaScript also. That's why I'm just adding this one. So now I'm going to draw it one more time. So please try to explain each and every step. Okay. This is the JavaScript runtime environment. I'm just putting this is the call stack. This is the web API. And again, this is the task queue. This is a micro task queue. Okay, we are going to learn what is the importance of micro task queue very soon. And we have a event loop. Let me copy the code. So observe carefully. The first callback function has 5000 milliseconds delay. This is 0 milliseconds delay. Here 500 milliseconds delay. Okay, fine. Yeah, Niharika, go ahead. Tell me.
Yes, sir. First, it will create global execution context,
Okay.
and then we have console log start. So it use start,
Okay.
and then it creates execution context
For
uh, for set
first
timeout. Console log hello world. First one.
first set timer. Okay. Then
Yes. Um, then it will move to web API.
this callback function move to web API. What is
Yes.
the timer for that?
5000 milliseconds.
Okay. Just a minute. This is 5000 milliseconds. Okay, then.
Yes. It will wait for 5000 milliseconds.
Mhm.
After that, it will push to the callbacks
So
queue.
even call stack is also wait for 5000 milliseconds.
No, no.
You should
After
tell me that.
completing 5000 milliseconds.
Okay. Here we just push the callback function to the web API.
Yes.
Okay. It will take action 5000 after 5000 milliseconds, right?
Yes, sir.
We can discuss that topic again for 5000 milliseconds. Before that,
Yes.
what will happen?
So,
Uh-huh. Here, once we execute this set time mode, it will attach the callback function to the web API, right?
yes.
So here, it should count down from 5000 to 0,
5000.
right?
Zero, yes.
By the time, what will happen in the call stack?
It will create another execution context for I love JavaScript.
That before that, whether it will remove this execution context or not.
Yes, it will remove, sir.
You should tell me in detail.
Okay.
It will remove.
It put yeah, execution context
Then
and it
again,
will create another execution context.
very good. Then what it will do?
The another callback function will move to the web API.
What is the time delay for that?
Zero, 0 seconds, 0 milliseconds.
So that what will happen?
So it will immediately push to the callback queue.
Yes. So that we can discuss because it is doing immediately,
Yes.
parallelly.
We the it will pop out, sir.
Yeah. Then it will pop out, right?
Yes.
Good. So now I will ask one
Uh,
question: whether it will
okay.
push this callback because we got the callback function in the task queue, whether it
Yeah.
is going to push this callback function immediately into the call stack or it will wait for some time.
So please ask once again.
So after 0 milliseconds delay, this callback
Yeah.
function came to the task queue, right?
Yes.
Okay, still we have here global execution
Global.
context.
Yes.
Okay, whether this event loop will push this callback function to the call stack immediately or it will wait.
Maybe it will wait. So because we have another set timeout.
Yeah, maybe or sure.
Sure.
Yes. If you say maybe means you don't know exactly, right?
Yes.
Surely,
Yes.
what is the role of event loop? It should wait until
Wait.
call stack is
Call
empty.
stack will
Even though
become
this
empty.
callback function came very early, you should wait. You should wait. Okay, fine, good. Next, what will happen?
It will create another execution context.
Another execution context.
Yes.
Then,
Another callback function will push to the web API.
good. What is the timing for that?
500 milliseconds.
Okay, the previous that was 5000. This is 500. Okay,
Yes. It will pop out, sir, the callback from execution context.
good. Then,
Um, then after 500 seconds, it will push to the callback queue.
okay, that is after 5000 milliseconds.
500
Okay,
milliseconds.
500 milliseconds. Before that, still we have console.log end is there now.
Yes, yes.
What will happen?
It will print end
Okay.
and then global execution context uh, will pop out by that time.
Yeah. Now,
Uh, the callback function of 500 milliseconds will push to the callback stack queue.
okay, but before completing this 5500 milliseconds,
Yeah.
okay, suppose just imagine right now the timer is at 100 milliseconds. Okay,
Okay.
it has completed 400 milliseconds. Okay,
Okay.
call stack is empty. Here
Yes.
we have one callback function.
Yes.
It is completed. Still, it need to wait for 100 milliseconds. Okay, now whether it will push this callback function into the call stack or it will wait for this callback and this callback.
It will push, sir.
Yes, it will push, right? So
Yes.
first, what will happen in the sequence based on the timing?
It will first 0 milliseconds callback push to the
Function, yeah, very good. And it will create execution context. And what will be the result for that?
result is I love JavaScript.
Very good. Then,
And it will pop out, sir. Execution context will be.
very good. Then,
And 500 milliseconds callback is pushed to the callback queue.
very good.
And event loop will check and it will push to the call stack.
Okay.
It will create execution context.
Mhm.
And then we have I hate JavaScript. I hate JavaScript. It will print
Then,
and then it will pop out. Execution context will be.
very good.
And then 5000 milliseconds callback will be pushed to the callback queue.
Okay.
Event loop will check the call stack and if it is empty, it push to the call stack.
Very good.
It creates execution context
Very good.
and then it will print hello world.
Hello. Then,
Then it will pop out the execution context.
very good. Fantastic. So
Thank you.
hopefully, I'm happy. Okay, I'm very happy that at least you people understood. So this is the confirmation that you understand. Very good, Niharika. Just give a big
Thank you,
round of
sir.
applause for Niharika and Mayur and I think everyone. Okay. Now, are you ready to answer one more thing? Mayur, yeah, ask me a question, Mayur. Yeah. Om Prakash, if you have any question, ask me. Any questions, Prakash, or you're ready for next question to answer? Nothing. Okay. Are you ready to answer the next question, Prakash? Nothing, sir. Mistake can happen. Okay. Leave it. Leave it. Okay. Who is ready? Who is ready to answer the next question? This is definitely interesting. Who is ready? This is the last question. Okay. Trust me. This is the last question. Who is ready? Srujan, Shobarani, Om Prakash, Pavan, Shobarani. Very good. So now, what I'm doing here, I'm just giving thousand, thousand. This is the most simplest thing. Okay, but you should explain in detail, step by step. That is very important. Okay? This is same JavaScript runtime environment. Again, this is the call stack, and this is the web API. This is the micro task queue. This is the task queue. And this is the event loop. Okay, and I'm going to copy the entire code to the chart here. Let me decrease the font size. Okay, Shobarani, ready?
Yes, sir.
So I think you got this is the fourth chance, right? Like in a sequence. Hopefully, you should not do any mistake. This is the simplest one. You now tell me.
Okay. Firstly, it will create a global execution context.
Okay,
Then start will be printed to the console.
okay,
After that, callback execution context for the set time of function will be created.
Okay.
Then the first set timeout function will be to the web API
Okay.
with a timer 1000 millisecond.
Okay.
After that, execution context will be deleted.
Okay.
Then it will create another execution context for next set timeout function.
Okay.
Then it will be pushed to the web API with timer 1000 millisecond.
Okay.
Then the execution context will be deleted.
Very good.
Then it will create another execution context for the third callback function.
Okay.
Then it will be pushed to the web API with 1000 millisecond.
Okay.
And execution context will be deleted.
Okay.
And end will be printed to the console.
Good. Then
The first callback function will be pushed to the callback queue.
before that, what will happen for this one? Global execution
Okay.
context.
Global execution context will be popped out.
Okay.
Then the callback function will be pushed to the callback queue, first callback function.
Okay.
Here, event loop will check for the whether any global execution context is there or not. So the call stack is empty, then it will push the callback function to the call stack.
Okay. Then
Then it will print hello world.
okay.
Then it will erase the callback function in the call stack.
It will pop out. Okay. Then
The second callback function will be pushed to the callback queue.
then
Then again event loop will check for the and it will be pushed to the call stack. Then it will print I love JavaScript.
okay.
Then the execution context will be popped out.
Okay.
Then the last callback function will be pushed to the callback queue.
Good. Then
Then it will be pushed to call stack.
okay.
It will print I hate JavaScript.
Okay.
The execution context will be deleted from the call stack.
Fantastic.
That's it, sir.
Very, very good. You did only one small mistake. So just give a big round of applause for Shobarani because I'm seriously saying it took a lot of time to understand this concept actually for me. But hopefully, maybe I think you already watched actually any videos, right? If I'm not wrong, that helped a lot to understand quickly. Okay, now tell me clearly, genuinely, whether you understand or not.
Understood, sir.
Okay. What about
Understood, sir. Sir, my question is one that so the we have three callback function inside a web API, which all has a timer of 1000 millisecond.
okay?
So the all callback function move exactly same time at a task queue, or it will be by one because the all has timer of 1 second only.
Yeah, because observe carefully, we are just pushing callback from functions from the call stack, the web API, right?
Yeah,
So maybe it will have small delay, right? 0.0001%.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that means who will come first? Because if we have three callback functions have a same time delay, even though it
Yes,
has a
sure.
same time delay, but at least it has small delay to coming to the web API, right?
Yeah.
Which will come first, it is going to execute complete definitely first, so that that callback function will come to the callback queue first.
Okay, okay, sure. So I was like, all the callback functions inside the web API will come directly to the this task queue, or it will also come one by one after
Yes,
it will check event loop and all.
yes. Because if you have only three, yeah, it
Yeah.
will come one by one. Suppose in the middle, if you have maybe 100 timers are there, simple logic. Whether when you came to this web API doesn't matter.
Okay.
When you finish the timer is the matter.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
exactly.
one come first, complete first, he will come to the queue first. That's it.
Okay, sure.
Any questions? Yes. Yeah, ask me question. If you have any confusion kind of thing, ask me. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, all clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good, very good. So, um, please don't miss any session for next 20 sessions, because everything is going to interrelate with each other, and everything is going to be very, very complex. So, at least we can try to understand as simple as much. So don't miss any session. Okay, that is my humble request. After that, after 20 or 30 sessions, I'm going to finish major concepts in JavaScript. After that, if you want to take 1 month break or 10 months break or 10 years break, that is your choice. Okay, after completing JavaScript, if you want to take a break to learn Node.js or React.js, if you want to take a break, you can take break. That is your choice. But please don't miss any session, at least for next 20 to 30 sessions. Okay, and do practice daily. And we have done right. I did. I drawn the everything right. Please do take some example. Take some example and just take a pencil and paper and draw it. So if you practice multiple times, in interview it is going to help, because in interview you should be able to visualize everything properly within seconds, and definitely you can give a right answer. So that is also matters. Okay, fine, that's all for today, and see you again tomorrow with another interesting thing, and hopefully you will enjoy. Yeah. If you don't have any questions, you can drop off. Bye bye.